back of the onion layer to unpack some of these successes and to let people in this room and beyond start to understand some of the challenges and opportunities that existed in your local communities and how the Recovery Act was helpful. Our panel today has been introduced. Justin Augustine from the New Orleans Regional Transit Authority. Let me turn to them and get their perspectives on the work of the Recovery Act. Let me start with Justin. Justin, can you tell us how the New Orleans Streetcar Project has contributed to economic development in New Orleans, both now and in the future?
Absolutely, Danny. Thank you. We're aware New Orleans was hit with a devastating hurricane in 2005. So there's two things we had to do. Number one, we had to bring transportation back to the community, and we had to use transportation as an economic catalyst. Let me focus on the economics of the transportation investment. Today, the Loyola Corridor, which is the newest of the 5 phases of the New Orleans Regional Transit Authority streetcar expansion program, is generating $2.7 billion of economic investments. $1.3 billion of that $2.7 billion is within 3 blocks of that transit corridor. And we feel, at least at a minimum, $185 million of those investments are a direct result of that streetcar investment. Not only is it bringing a new economic vitality to downtown New Orleans, but it's generating a new, strong, livable neighborhood called the South Market District. Today, it is estimated that an additional 2,300 square feet of retail space will be developed. An additional 2,400 hotel rooms will be joining the great city of New Orleans. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I tell you, why is that important? It means jobs creations. It means the opportunity to put our people back to work. It means the opportunity to take a transit investment and to have private investment leverage to create a new dynamic, vital, bursting community that was never there before. So we're very, very proud of that, Danny. And I want to thank you for assisting us with that.
Thank you, Justin. I think the example of the New Orleans Streetcar Project is really a great example of economic stimulus. The investment that was made from the federal dollars was leveraged effectively, and that leveraging not only created jobs, which was the underlying purpose of the Recovery Act, but had additional benefits in terms of the impact it's having on community and affecting the citizens in the area. It's really a multidimensional impact, and I think the New Orleans project exemplifies that. And I thank you for your leadership in stewarding those dollars to the success that we're seeing.
Let's not be successful in these communities if you don't involve the community. Down in New Orleans, we have a multifaceted community. And I'm proud to say that each facet of that community, and I mean the business community, I mean the political community, I mean the neighborhoods, I'm talking about the historical society, which is a very powerful group in New Orleans. They have all championed this project. They understand it, they recognize what it does for our community, and more importantly, we want to continue doing something that the city of New Orleans has been doing since the 1800s, providing viable transportation that's green. You're talking about clean energy. Streetcar projects are electric. Therefore, there are no pollutants hitting our environment, and the community loves them. And more importantly, they're fun to ride also. So I invite all of you guys, come down and ride them.
Thank you, Justin. Let me close with a couple of thoughts. One of the lessons learned that we had, one of the challenges that both Congress and the President placed on us in implementing the Recovery Act was to do so with unprecedented transparency. We were going to let the world know exactly where every dollar went, and we were charged with creating this website called recovery.gov, which has a lot of information. During the user testing, when we were getting that website up and running, and this entity that was created called the Recovery Board owned getting that up and running, they did a lot of focus group testing, and invariably the public would come in and they would immediately try to click down on a map to their community. It was an overwhelmingly clear response that what the public wanted to know was how the dollars were being used in their community versus any other issue. There wasn't even a close second. So when you go to recovery.gov right now, you'll see that it's very map-focused in response to this reaction. But what it doesn't do, and what it can't do, is, for example, tell the story that that Henry told. You can drill down into New York City and drill down, and you'll see a dot over Staten Island, and you'll hit that dot, and it'll give you some information, how much money was received, and a description of the project. It'll even tell you how many jobs were funded with the money. But you won't get a sense for the broader impacts that type of project has, not just the jobs that are created, but the traffic congestion opportunities that are there, the impact on the businesses that are surrounding the ferry terminal. It's something that takes time to understand, to communicate on. Bringing these groups together, I encourage everyone to look past just that dot on the screen and seeing what's happening with federal and state and local dollars in your communities. Understand that there's good and bad with all these projects, but when practical people, like the people that are sitting at this table, are pushing to help make their communities better, when the projects are well thought out, when we can have the wins of job creation, infrastructure development, and environmental sustainability come together, there's a lot of good things that are happening in government programs and with government dollars, and we need to replicate them and figure out what's working. And so I appreciate everyone for being here today, for helping us pull back some onion layers on these projects, and I hope this is the first of many dialogues to come. Thank you.